today we are looking at poached eggs, something that is a bit scary for so many people. And years ago I was taught this method of poaching eggs in a cooking school that I was teaching at, and it's a fabulous way. And now that the TM7 has got open cooking, it's so incredibly easy. You can use this method in your TM6, it's just a little bit more fiddly, but let me talk you through it and show you how I'm going to do it. So the very first thing that we're going to do is, I've just got an empty bowl here. Now into this bowl, I am going to pop in equal parts of white vinegar, just your basic cheap white vinegar that you get in Woolies, you know, for a couple of dollars for a huge big container full. So in this instance, I've got 1 cup of white vinegar to 1 cup of tap water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my eggs. So I'm just going to poach 2 eggs tonight, and I'm going to crack those eggs into this mixture here. So just dropping the eggs in.
Okay, yeah, here they come then.
Here they come.
I'm all here, I'm here. Good.
Excellent. So just to recap, what I have done is I have got a bowl, and I'm just doing 2 poached eggs tonight. And in the bowl, I've got 1 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of ordinary tap water, and I've cracked 2 eggs into it. Now these eggs need to stay in this water solution for at least 10 minutes, or no more than 10 minutes. If you leave it longer than 10 minutes, what will happen is the eggs will start to take in the vinegar. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to these eggs in a second. I just want to get the Thermomix going. Now, in my TM7, what I've got is about 2 litres of just tap hot water. And I am going to go into the open cooking mode. Now, I have got the open cooking mode set up as one of my quick ones because I just love this mode. And I'm finding it amazing how much I'm using it, really loving it. And it's got preset 15 minutes at 100 degrees, and that's going to be fine. So with the lid off, I'm going to bring that water up to temperature. And so now that's kind of cooking away, and we'll get a feel for where we are with the temperature in a minute. So while that's happening, let's just go back to the eggs. So what's kind of happening is that we are changing the structure of the egg whites a little bit with that extra acidity from the vinegar. And it's not going to cook the eggs, but it's going to kind of firm up the egg whites. So it means that when you put the eggs in the water, you're not going to get all these wispy bits everywhere. It's going to kind of hold its shape, and they're going to look just perfect. So I never know, you know, they always struggles with the TM7. Quiet, isn't it quiet? I've got a couple of people here watching me tonight. So quiet. So I'm just going to check that everything is as it should be. All right. Yep, so at the moment the water's at 40 degrees centigrade, so that's fine, and it's just cooking down, so that's awesome. Now with the water, what I want to do is I'm going to put in the simmering basket. You could use the blade cover. I much prefer the simmering basket, and you can do up to 4 eggs very comfortably in the simmering basket. And I've got an old simmering basket. You know me, I've taken the lid off the old ones. I've been a good girl. I've kept it on the TM7 for the new ones, but I've still got the old ones. It has its function because I find it easier to use for many things. And I'm just going to pop this into the water, into position. So with the 2 litres of water, I've got about this much water above the base of the simmering basket. And we're waiting now for that to come to temp, and at the moment it's at 45 degrees. So that's good, that's happening. The eggs, I'm not sure whether you can see, the eggs are starting. Can you see anything with the eggs there, Andy? It's a bit hard for me to... Can you see anything there with the eggs?
What am I supposed to be looking at?
Can you see how the whites are starting to firm up a little bit?
No, but okay.
Okay, well, they're looking good.
So Maria asked, is this the same way to use the TM6 with these recipes?
You can, but the main problem with the TM6 is that you have to bring the water to the boil, and then when you're cooking the eggs, you're just going to have to go with the timer. Whereas with the TM7, so 3 minutes is probably what I tend to do them for. But with the TM7, you can keep your eye on them and you know exactly when to take them out. So it depends on the eggs that you're using, but 3 minutes is usually what I like to do. So I know that this was starting off, so we are already just a few minutes in. Okay, so while that's all happening, I thought we've got a few minutes to progress. I thought we'd just have a little look at the TM7.
So Denise says, yes, you can see them starting to whiten up.
Oh, thank you, Denise. It's nice to have that response. And you.
Well, I can't.
Okay, so yeah, I can see them starting to form, and the shape is looking beautiful. And you don't want to put, you wouldn't just dump 6, 8 eggs in there, right? There's too many. You want to make sure, so I'd probably get 1 more egg in this. If you want to do like 8 eggs or more eggs, you're looking for something that's kind of got a bigger, flatter base to it, so the eggs can sit comfortably, because what you want is for the acid, or the acidic water, to really envelop the whole eggs. All right, and I'm just give that a little shake from time to time, so those eggs will make sure that they are all being covered. So we've still got a few more minutes. It's at 60 degrees, so it's coming up to temperature, and you can see the steam. So if you're using the TM6, what you want to look for is the steam coming out, and just a little bubble. Nothing raging or bubbly, just a small bubble. So let's go back into this wonderful TM7. Am I loving it? Oh my God, you guys already know I am so loving it. And so many things. So this is the home screen. You can see how clear it is. Can everybody see that clearly, Andy, or do you need to come closer?
They can see it.
They can see it?
Yeah, they're all eagle eyes.
Okay. And one of the lovely things about the TM7 is that with the home screen, you can choose the kind of screen that you want. So you can say, look, you know, you want daily inspiration. You want Cookie Doo to throw up dishes for you that it thinks that you might like. So the more you use Cookie Doo, the more it gets to know what you like to cook with. Now, we've got this center one, which is I like organizing myself. This is the one that I've selected. But you've got another one here, which is if you love to do all your manual cooking, you can choose to have that one. And then once you've got that, you can then edit these ones here. And I've got here my 4 most used modes right on that front home screen. So easy for me to get into the open cooking, which I absolutely love. Browning, if I just want to throw in some prawns and garlic and brown them off. Going into manual modes really quickly, and steaming, which I'm using a lot as well.
So Bev's just said, just joined, what are the eggs sitting in?
Equal parts water.
It's a glass bowl.
Equal parts water and vinegar. I will put some notes up tomorrow in my daily tips. So that's all good, and then I've hit done. So you can see they're all there. Some people say, why don't I have my pre-clean function? And that's because in the cook station that we pull down, pre-clean is automatically here for me, as well as a little timer and the scales. And you can see exactly where you're at with your current cook, which is cool. So going through here, you've got all your bookmarks, what you've cooked recently. Oh, we've been doing some lovely cooking. So today I was at a demo, a beautiful lady and some wonderful friends that she had, and we did some curry and some masala bread rolls. Don't forget, if you're here on the Gold Coast, more than happy to come out and do a demo for you. We did the chocolate fondants the other night. How good were they? Oh, they're so good. And cinnamon buns and ice cream and quiches. So we've been having a ball. Anyhow, it gives you what's trending at the moment, what's really popular. Cookie Doo, because I use it a lot, it knows that I like to look out for low sugar, low carb dishes, so it's suggesting those for me, and it just goes on. It's so cool.
So a couple of questions which we've covered anyway, but so why don't you use hot water from the kettle? Speed this up.
You can, and I love that question. So just on that question, I'll go back and answer that in a second, because we've still got a few minutes to go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A couple more minutes to go. So then carrying on, if you go into like the settings, all the instructions are kind of built in. So you've got tutorials and help, and you can go into the inbuilt tutorials, and you could play and learn all sorts of different things here. So if you want to click on that particular one or watch videos. You can watch videos on your screen, and it teaches you about getting the most use out of your Thermomix. It's just so clear and so amazing. So all sorts of great tutorials there, yeah, you've got your cookie do profile, etc. Just killing in time here. Of course, all our modes, and we've always got that dual screen up, which is really, really good. So the bowl is always in place there. And then, of course, you know, access to the recipes that you're saving yourself. So if I go to my recipe lists, that one there, a bit hard from where I'm standing. You've got all the recipes that you have saved yourself. And remember, anything in your recipe lists, you don't need Wi-Fi to connect to. So you can go off and start camping, and you don't need to worry about any of that.
Any news when you can buy a second bowl blade and lid for the...
No news yet. We are kind of expecting end of the year, so fingers crossed that that will happen.
Tracy says your biscuits were a big hit. Were they
Peanut
butter ones?
Oh, excellent.
Oh,
So
you need to make those before Patrick goes
I
home.
know, I'll send him home with some. And of course, talking about peanut butter biscuits, with the Thermomix, you can actually write your own recipes, make them guided, and you know, so you can share those with other people. So that's really cool as well. All right, let's go back home. Bring up where I am. So about 6 minutes to go, and just looking at these eggs now, can you see how they have kind of formed this shape, nice and clear, no wispy bits? I'd like them to probably go for another 2 minutes, but we're going to live dangerous here. We're up to 90 degrees, so we've still got a few more minutes to wait. So just recapping that whole process for you once again. In a bowl, I put equal parts water and vinegar.
What
so
quantity?
I just did a cup of each, and I would use a cup of each if I was doing up to 4 eggs. I might use more if I'm doing more eggs than that. I can comfortably do 4 eggs at a time in this process, but you could actually have more sitting in the vinegar, but in the Thermomix I think 4 is a nice number. I have done more, but 4 is the golden number. And then these are sitting here for 10 minutes, and the acid from the vinegar is kind of firming up the structure of the egg white. Now, yes, you can absolutely pour boiling water into here and skip this whole open cooking process. What you might want to do is put your eggs on and then get on with the hollandaise sauce. So get your Thermomix to make the hollandaise sauce while your eggs are forming. Pour that into one of the thermal jugs so it keeps nice and warm, and then continue to poach your eggs. And that's a really nice way of using it. If you're using this in your TM6, obviously you'd have your lid on, and even now I could put my lid on and that would speed up the process, but I really don't need it to speed up. So we're going to be about there, I reckon. So I've got a couple of little bubbles coming up, 98 degrees, and I've got plenty of steam. Okay, let's just run with what we've got. So I've got just a spoon, a little bit of a ladle spoon here, and what I'm going to do is just tip the bowl, and I'm going to pick up one of those eggs.
Just willing it not to break.
Yeah, so remember they're not cooked, so I've got some vinegar water in here, plus the egg, and now I'm just going to drop that into my Thermomix, and it's got 3 minutes there to go, and that's going to be perfect. If it didn't have the 3 minutes, I would actually just change it to 3 minutes. And remember, just being gentle, because those eggs aren't firm, they're still soft, but they are now cooking for those 3 minutes or whatever amount of time you want to cook them for. If you are pre-cooking your eggs for breakfast the next day or whatever, what you would do is you would take them out gently just after the 2 minute stage, put them into iced water, and they will last quite happily in a container in water in the fridge for a couple of days. And then to heat them up, just put them back into boiling water that's not bubbling away for about a minute or two, just to bring them back up to temperature. All right, now, so I'm going to take this egg, and I can see that to my liking it's still not quite there.
Did you say you were making hollandaise sauce?
Not tonight, no, but if you were doing a hollandaise sauce or you wanted to, what you could do is to follow this process, And then while your eggs are sitting in that vinegar mix, you can just go ahead and make your holiday sauce. So this is what I love about the oven cooking. It's the freedom that you've got. So even though we've done 3 minutes, I'm just letting it go a little bit more because I don't want a watery, base to it. So that's all good. I'm going to hit play again, so I'm going to keep that heat going. I think that will be fine. And then just taking this out, I'm just going to pop this onto, it's probably just a little bit soft, but it'll be fine for tonight. I prefer to take it out onto a cloth rather than paper so it doesn't kind of get that. But what you'll have is a absolutely perfect egg, perfectly shaped. But look, just to show you here, that's kind of what you get. And honestly, I've made so many of them. This is what you do get: a beautiful egg. And then if you want it cooked more, then obviously you can cook it more. But if you want it nice and runny like that, you can do. Try that method. It is a beautiful, easy way for you to poach your eggs. My name is Colette Matriga. Head over to my blog for the latest information on the TM7, the pricing, etc. You'll find all the information there, and that's thermikitchen.com. You'll find all that. So thanks for sharing, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Take care. Bye for now.